Eli didn't want to think about it, but he couldn't help himself, not now. Even if it was half the money Skinny said it could be, or a quarter, it was still a lot of money. He could eat for months on $1,000, maybe get ahead a little, if he didn't get killed or go to jail. But it was all just talk. No way they were going into a jewelry store. No way. Even though the mathematical part of him knew exactly how they'd do it. The mathematical part wasn't so much about numbers, not really. It had more to do with the music that filled him, weighing possibilities and balance and proportion, seeing ahead of the present moment. He could see it now, clear as day. They were all looking at him. Eli Bell laid the guitar flat on his lap. "Any of them cokes left?" "Do you one better?" Anthony fished around in his shirt pocket and held up another blunt. Badly made, the paper barely holding together, but it would do the job. "We're not doing this," said Eli. "Straight up, I'm saying it now. We're not doing this." "Sure," said Koyo. "Whatever you say." He tossed Eli a Coke from the box at his feet. Anthony fired up the blunt and passed it over. "But if you were gonna, how would you?" They stayed up, talking late into the night. Just goofing, that's all. Eli woke up on the floor with a start. Skinny B stood over him, holding out a warm Coke and a paper-wrapped package from Hardee's. "Time to go." "What?" Eli's head felt like a dandelion gone to seed, all fuzzy and flyaway. He got up on one elbow to make sure his guitar was where he'd left it, the first thing he did every morning. The room had cooled in the night. He had to piss. "Damn, Skinny, I was sleeping." "Now you're awake. Come on, eat your biscuit. Time to go." "Go where?" Skinny's dumb grin brought last night's conversation back to him. "No," said Eli, scrambling to his feet. "No way, I told you no." "We're all set," said Skinny. "I made it up to Hubbard's Hardware in Fraser right when they opened. Spent $98 for sledgehammers and work gloves and a big tool bag, just like you said. Anthony's outside kicking the bag around the yard so it don't look brand new. He also went to that paint store for the other stuff you talked about." Eli knew about the tools because of Dupree. Dupree was a bass player, a good one, but he also worked on houses, and he was always trying to get Eli to work with him. It was nice to know Eli could get a few days' pay when he was flat broke, but he couldn't get up early every morning after playing music all night, not like Dupree could. Plus, scraping paint all day made his hands cramp up. Not to mention it was boring as hell. Better than jail, though. Eli was not going to jail. "You go ahead," said Eli. "You got the whole plan anyway. Split it 3 ways instead of 4. Koyo came in the back door. "Car's down the block. We good for an hour, more or less." He carried a Save-A-Lot grocery bag, the brown paper rolled tight at the top. The heavy way it swung told Eli what was inside. "Oh, no," he said. "No, no, no." Eli had known Koyo since before everything changed. Before Eli's pops went away, before his brother Baldwin got shot in the face, before his mama died with a needle in her arm. Even when Eli went to live with his Nana, he'd smuggled Koyo leftovers in a paper napkin until his Nana caught him in the act. Then she fed Koyo at her kitchen table, heaping his plate like he was one of her own. When she passed from a stroke, neither boy had any place to go but the street. Koyo had never forgotten those meals. He'd looked out for Eli when he could. Koyo had always been his own man, even at the age of 11 when King Robbie had threatened to beat him with a broom handle to prove a point, or maybe just because he liked it. Koyo had pulled a gun from his pocket. Not a big gun or even a good gun, but he held it firm and calm down at his side. He said, "King, I tell you what, let's skip the next part and call it even. We both be better off." Eli had watched King Robbie look at this half-grown wolf with new eyes, seeing a tool he could use, sure, but never one he could own. Koyo was unpredictable, Half crazy, impulsive, but he wasn't afraid to step into something. He got things done, and he'd always had Eli's back. When Eli got fired from the lookout crew, Koyo had told Eli, "You don't got to be that guy. You got your music. You don't got to pick up a gun." Now Koyo wouldn't look at him. Anthony pushed in carrying a big red tool bag, newly battered and stained by the dark dirt and pale gravel dust of the driveway. It had a zip-closed top, just like Eli had talked about, to hide what it carried. "Time to go. Mall opens in half an hour." A big smile on his face, happy with the decision made, the course of his life set.